Do you remember in school you were forced to do the pendulum experiment? You had a little ball, you swung it, you took the time it took to swing, you knew the length, and you calculated the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the Earth. Pretty nifty experiment. But maybe you also remember that your teacher always said, make sure that the angle is small. And did you ever question why? Sometimes my students ask the same questions, and I like to say, go out there and figure it out for yourself. So perhaps one of my students finds this video down the line. Here I'm going to show you a mathematical derivation of the pendulum equation under the condition that theta must be small. Before we start this derivation, I want to highlight that we're going to be using radians for the angle, not degrees. So if you're unfamiliar with this, let me do a quick crash course with you first. Otherwise, skip ahead. To the whiteboard! Many of you are familiar with the circle, and a full circle completes 360 degrees. Where 1/4 of it is 90, 180, 270, and you complete a circle at 360 and you start at 0 again. So if you put into your calculator sine of 90, you would get 1. Now, radians is another form of measuring degrees, and surprisingly, it actually might be the better one. Controversial. To demonstrate it, I'm going to use a strip of solder. Think of it as a piece of string. And I'm going to measure the radius. There we go, right here, and I will snip it. I have exactly 1 radius in my hand, and I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to put it on the outside of the circle, just like this. This is 1 radian. It's kind of like taking a slice of pie. 1 radius here, 1 radius here, 1 radius here. 1 slice of this pie is 1 rad. How many of these radians will it take to do half a circle? Here, another one here, put another one here. So it's 3 and a little bit. In fact, it's exactly the number of pi. We're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, and a little bit. It's exactly pi. So 2 pi radians is exactly the amount it takes to complete 1 circle. I hope this visualization helped you understand what radians are. Here is the derivation behind me. So the first thing I want to talk about is vectors. The pendulum is swinging from left to right. It has tension in the string. It's one of the forces acting this way. And the weight of the ball bearing, mg, W is equal to mg, acting downwards. When the ball is at its maximum angle, the lines do not line up. We're going to resolve this vector into right angles. So the ball swinging in this direction is mg sine theta. That is when the ball bearing is at its maximum height. Newton's second law, F is equal to ma, and it must be equal to our equation mg sine theta. We can cancel the m's and we get A is equal to g sine theta. Now, the important stipulation here is that a pendulum experiment is based on simple harmonic motion, SHM. So under this condition that a pendulum is simple harmonic motion, and we know this to be true, the acceleration is equal to minus omega squared x, where omega stands for the angular velocity. We can substitute this into our original equation and equate it back to g sine theta. I mark this as equation 1 because I'm going to bring it up again. A little quick reminder of 2 important equations. This is the equation for the arc length under the condition that theta is in radians, and the angular velocity is equal to 2 pi over t, the period, the time it takes to do 1 revolution or 1 simple harmonic motion. In the case of a pendulum, it's to swing all the way this way and swing all the way back. So we can substitute for omega here, and we can substitute here for the arc length, the path that it travels. And we get t, the period, the time it takes to do 1 swing, is equal to 2 pi root L theta over g sine theta. We're almost there. It's kind of looking like the pendulum equation. But there's one more last important step, and that is this rule. Theta over sine theta is equal to 1 the closer that theta approaches 0. Is that true? I always like to do a quick mathematical demonstration of this to show that it is true. So if the angle is 0.5 rads, 0.5 divided by sine 0.5 in radians, we get 1.042. Make that angle smaller, 0.2 rads, closer and closer to 1. As long as we can keep that angle as small as possible, the theta over sine theta section just becomes 1. Anything multiplied by 1 is just itself. So we get the final derivation of the pendulum equation. T is equal to 2 pi root L over G. There's a few other proofs a little bit more complex, I will admit, but this is a nice introductory level derivation.